Hi, yous. It's Tanya here. Welcome back and thank you for tuning in. Today, I want to talk to you about how hard we are on ourselves when we mess up, we make a mistake, and how we're really holding ourselves back from what's possible or what's next in our lives. So I'm sure if you take a minute and just relate this to your own life, maybe it's your career and you're not at the stage or the level that you would have hoped you'd been at this point in your life, or your relationships, your personal life, or maybe it's the home you live in and you're just not where you wish you'd be, which is leading you to feel stressed out, anxiety, or maybe even embarrassment. Even if you relate this to our day-to-day lives and the little things that we do day to day that we maybe don't do how we wish we do, and we make mistakes along the way. Something for me that just recently happened is I had this simple task of warming up dinner, and I put it in the oven and I pressed broil, went upstairs, changed my clothes, come downstairs, and it's on fire. And my smoke alarm's going off, and I felt like a total loser. I threw it out on my balcony because it was burning, and I was just sitting there feeling like, wow, what a loser. I can't even warm up some dinner that was already cooked. And I was just sitting alone in my place and just feeling like kind of like a failure. I couldn't even do that. And I thought, what am I going to do now, for dinner? And I heard a knock on my door, and it was my neighbors, Stephen and Anna. And they're like, are you okay? They heard the alarm and everything. And I told them, yeah, I told them what happened. And I said, I burnt my pizza and now I have no dinner. It was like crazy. And Steven was like, do you want some dinner? And he had like this hot pizza in his hand that they just happened to pick up moments before me burning mine. And this was such an amazing example and reminder to me that you're never alone, and the universe is always looking out for you, even when you burn dinner. And as long as you don't give up and you have faith, things like this will be in your life, and you'll draw these types of things in your life. When this happened, I started thinking about, tips and ideas that where we can find peace in our problems and really just attract serendipity into our lives. So the 3 tips that I came up with from just this personal experience was, number 1, ditch dwelling. Okay, so the longer you stay in your past, the longer you stay, in that idea of, oh, if only I had done this, the longer you're going to stay stuck. So ditch dwelling on the past. As one door closes, the other one opens, but you have to allow the first door to close. In my case, in this simple example, was I had to allow, myself accept the fact that I burnt dinner. I burnt it, and then the other door opened where my neighbors walked in with a new meal. So the universe is always waiting to give you something else, to give you something even better, but you have to first accept that the first thing is gone, and you have to accept where you are. You have to basically accept the now, accept this moment. Second thing is to LOL and just find some humor in your situation. You're really giving yourself freedom when you can laugh and you can see, the learning in the experience, and just make light of it. If you think about it, how bad is it really? Life is a lot worse, or a lot better than what we think it is. When we make a mistake, it can just seem so huge, but in the grand scheme of life, this little error or this little mistake is just something very small in your grand scheme of your life, or the book of your life. It's one sentence. Sometimes it's a chapter in your book, but you know what? It's just a small fragment of what else is in your life to come. And lastly is ask yourself what else is possible. Okay, so when something messes up, if you ask yourself, okay, I'm going to be curious about this moment and what else is possible in my life. It's such an amazing question to ask, and it really opens up new perspectives and new opportunities to come in. So, that dinner was burned, that client didn't work out, or that relationship didn't work out. Okay, how am I going to be curious now in my life and say, okay, what else is possible? Who else can walk in, or what other client can I attract? When one thing ends, there's a whole new opportunity for something to begin. Okay, so those are my 3 tips on how to find peace in your problems and attract serendipity into your life. I also wrote a blog about it, and I'll include the link here if you want to click on it and read the full story. And yeah, I would love to hear your feedback and your comments on what's one step that you can take in your life to find peace in the situation you're in right now, so that you can start moving forward and attracting serendipity. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you want to hear more, you can subscribe to the newsletter. And thank you for tuning in again, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.